Hello and welcome. Welcome to learning session number 3 of chapter number 6 of Science 2, which is animal classification. Okay, so far, what all have we seen? We have seen the traditional method of animal classification. It was based on presence or absence of notochord. If the notochord is present, you will call it as chordate. If the notochord is absent, it is not present, then you will call it as a non-chordate. Then we saw the new system of animal classification. Okay, so what are the different criteria in the new system? The first criteria was body organization. Was it a protoplasmic grade body? Does it have a cell tissue grade body? Does it have a tissue organ grade body? So on and so forth. Okay. Then the second one the second criteria we had seen was symmetry. Is it asymmetric? Is it bilaterally symmetric? Or is it radially symmetric? Right. These were the three types of symmetries. Then we had seen body cavity. Cavity is also known as coelom. Cavity means empty space. Okay, so there were three types. There was acoelomate, means no space in between. We had seen eucoelomate, which has a little bit of empty space in between, and there is pseudocoelomate, which has empty spaces in between, but the process by which it is forming is very different. So you call it pseudocoelomate, very much like a coelomate, but not a coelomate. Okay, pseudocoelomate. Next, we had seen two phylums. Okay, what is phylum? Phylum is the last group of animals. Okay, it will be a group of animals which have very similar characteristics. So the two phylums we saw were Porifera and Cnidaria. Okay, in today's learning session, we are going to see the next seven phylums. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These seven phylums you're going to see in detail, and we're going to learn its characteristics. Okay, so these are the new words we want to learn today: slender, parasite, hermaphrodite. This word is a little difficult or a little tricky to pronounce. Okay, so we are going to see the pronunciation of this word in detail when we come across it. Okay, for now, just listen to the sound of it. Hermaphrodite, hermaphrodite. Then segmented, cuticle, appendage, slime, visceral, mantle, calcareous, burrow. Okay, so these are the new words we're going to learn today. Like very much like the last learning session, today's learning session is also going to feel more like a English class and less like a science class, because we're going to learn so many new words today. We're going to learn so many difficult pronunciations today. Hence, it is going to feel like an English class. Okay, but from what I know, most of you like English, so you all should enjoy this learning session. Okay, great. So our objective for today is going to be students will be able to explain the characteristics of the following phylums. Okay, all the seven phylums which we're going to see in detail today, you should be able to explain its characteristics. Characteristics mein kya aayega? What are the properties of these animals? How do they look like? What are the two examples of that of animals in that particular phylum? Can you draw a diagram of one of those animals, etc., etc.? What is the body organization? What is the type of symmetry? What is the type of body cavity? All these are called as characteristics of those animals or the animals in those phylums. Okay, so you should be able to explain these characteristics in detail at the end of this learning session for each and every of these phylums. Okay, great. Let us begin now. So we have already seen the two phylums, Porifera and Cnidaria, in the last learning session. Today, now we're going to learn. We're going to start with the third phylum. Okay, so the third phylum is Platyhelminthes. Okay, so how to pronounce this? PL is pla, TY is T, HL is hell, MIN is min, THES is this. Platyhelminthes. 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 Some people also call this as platyhelminths. Okay, एंड का जो THES है उसको क्या प्रोनाउंस करते हैं? So platyhelminths. So instead of saying platyhelminths, it's better to say platyhelminths, so that अगर तुम this बोलोगे तो उसका स्पेलिंग याद करना इजी हो जाएगा. So we'll stick with platyhelminths. Okay. So body of these animals is slender. Slender means slim and flat. Flat like a leaf or strip. Okay. Hence they're called as flatworms. So platy means like plateau. Plateau matlab flat. Okay. Platy means flat and helminthes means worms. Okay. So platyhelminthes का क्या मतलब हो जाएगा? Flatworms. Platy means flat. Helminthes यानी worms. So hence they are called as flatworms. Okay. Most of these animals are endoparasites. Okay, what is the meaning of endoparasites? So parasites means It is a living being which lives inside some other living being or on top of some other living being. या तो उस दूसरे living being के अंदर रहेगा parasite या फिर दूसरे living being के ऊपर रहेगा parasite. Now when they're saying endo means inside, right? We had seen in the last learning session. Endo means inside. So endoparasite यानी parasites which live inside other living beings. Okay. Few are free living. अगर पैरासाइट नहीं होगा तो लोग खुद से अकेले जी रहे, then they will be called as free living. And aquatic, तो कुछ कुछ फ्री लिविंग हो गए, कुछ कुछ एक्वेटिक हो गए, बट मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर गोइंग टू बी एंडोपैरासाइट्स, यानी दूसरे लिविंग थिंग्स के अंदर रहेंगे. ओके. नेक्स्ट, बॉडी इज एसिलोमेट. एसिलोमेट यानी सीलोमेट का ऑपोजिट. सीलोमेट यानी जिसमें कैविटीज होंगे, जिसमें एम्प्टी स्पेस होगा. एसिलोमेट यानी उसका ऑपोजिट, यानी अंदर कोई एम्प्टी स्पेस नहीं होगा. बाइलैटरली सिमेट्रिक, यानी यहाँ पे ऐसे सीधा तुम वर्टिकली इसको कट कर लो तो लेफ्ट एंड राइट हैंड साइड आर गोइंग टू लुक लाइक mirror images of each other. That's the meaning of bilaterally symmetrical. Okay. Point number 4. So point number 4 says they are triploblastic. Triploblastic यानी क्या? Their body is made up of 3 germ layers. One is endoderm, then second is ectoderm, third is mesoderm. Okay, so तीनों layers जब present होंगे तब ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक बोलेंगे. सिर्फ 2 layers present होंगे तो हम डिप्लोब्लास्टिक बोलेंगे. 3 यानी 3, D यानी 2. Okay. Next, these animals are hermaphrodite. Okay, hermaphrodite मतलब क्या? Okay, before we start looking at the meaning, let's see the pronunciation. HER is her, MA is may, PHR is fro, and DIT is dite. Okay, hermaphrodite, 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 hermaphrodite. So what is the meaning of hermaphrodite? Male and female reproductive systems are present on the same animal body. Generally what happens is one body will be a male body, one body will be a female body, right? Both of them will be separate, and when they both come together, they're going to reproduce, right? But in case of hermaphrodites, both male and female reproductive systems are on the same body. Okay. And examples are planaria, liver, fluke, tapeworm, etc. Okay, let's move ahead. We're done with the third phylum given in the textbook and our first phylum for today. We're moving on to the second phylum of today and the fourth phylum given in your textbook. Okay, so this is the fourth phylum. So first let us look at the pronunciation. So whenever you see this word, the first pronunciation you will try to make is AS is as, CH is chel, MIN is min, TH is this. Aschelminthes. Okay, but यहाँ पे chel के जगह पे हम लोग khel बोलेंगे. Okay, instead of saying this as chel, we will say is khel. So you will pronounce this word as Aschelminthes. Okay, Aschelminthes, Aschelminthes, Aschelminthes. Okay, so this is the phylum called as Aschelminthes. So body of these animals is long, thread-like or cylindrical. Okay, hence they are called as roundworms. So helminthes मतलब हम लोग ने देखा था, right? Helminthes मतलब worms. So as का मतलब क्या है? As is made from a Greek word जिसका मीनिंग है राउंड. ओके, बट यहाँ पे राउंड तो है नहीं, यहाँ पे सिलिंड्रिकल है. तो सिलिंड्रिकल है तो इसको राउंड वर्म क्यों बोल रहे हैं? So say for example this is your cylinder. Okay, अगर सिलेंडर को तुम बीच में से कट करोगे, then you're going to find a round shaped thing, right? Whenever you have a cylinder and if you cut it from between, you're going to see something round shaped. So hence it is called as roundworms. AS is coming from a Greek letter, Greek word which means round. Helminthes means worms. So this is called as roundworms. Okay. Next, these animals are either free living यानी parasites नहीं होंगे, और endoparasites यानी दूसरे living things के अंदर रहेंगे. Free living animals are either aquatic or terrestrial. जो endoparasites नहीं है, जो free living है, वो या तो aquatic होंगे यानी पानी में मिलेंगे, या फिर terrestrial land पे भी मिल सकते हैं. Okay. Next, body of these animals is triploblastic. Triploblastic यानी तीनों layers present है, endoderm, ectoderm, mesoderm. तीनों terms नहीं, तीनों layers present है, so you will call it as triploblastic, and it is pseudocoelomate. Pseudocoelomate यानी coelomate की तरह. Pseudo मतलब similar to. So pseudocoelomate में there will be some gaps in between, but the process because of which the gaps are forming is different. So it is not exactly a coelomate, but it is very similar to coelomate. So we will call it as a pseudocoelomate. So this is pseudocoelomate. Okay. Next, body of these animals is non-segmented. Segmented मतलब क्या? छोटे छोटे parts बन गए. ओके सेगमेंट यानी छोटा सा पार्ट. सो नॉन सेगमेंटेड यानी छोटे छोटे पार्ट नहीं होंगे, एक लंबा सा सिंगल बॉडी पार्ट होगा. ओके they are covered with a tough cuticle. Cuticle means some outer covering or outer layer. So the outer layer is going to be tough, strong होने वाला. And these animals are unisexual. Okay, unisexual यानी सिर्फ एक ही sex होगा. There will not be male and female अलग अलग sex. There will be only one sex. In the previous one we said that it is hermaphrodite. Okay, hermaphrodite और unisexual में क्या फर्क है? Hermaphrodite में same body में male reproductive system भी है, female reproductive system भी है. Whereas in unisexual animals फीमेल और मेल और फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम अलग अलग नहीं है, सिर्फ एक ही टाइप का sex है. Okay, there's no two sex, male and female, only one sex is present, so it will be called as unisexual. Okay, and it is different from hermaphrodite. Examples are Ascaris. Ascaris is a very well known animal. Okay, it's also called as intestinal worm. Why is it called intestinal worm? Because if you eat a lot of outside food, if you don't eat healthy, then in your stomach or in your intestines these worms are going to start being formed. Okay, in Marathi they say that jantu झाले पोटात. Okay, so when you say jantu झाले पोटात, it means in your stomach these intestinal worms have started coming. Okay, and then you'll have a lot of stomach ache. So when I was young I used to eat outside food a lot, and because of that I used to have stomach ache. I had stomach ache. Okay, my stomach used to pain a lot. So the doctors used to tell me, okay, there are some worms. There must be some worms inside your intestine. They were not joking. Okay, there are actually worms inside your intestine if you don't eat well. And to kill those worms, then they give you medicine, because of which the worms inside your intestines are killed and they're thrown out of your body when you go to the washroom. Okay, so eat healthy or else there will be worms in your intestine. Okay, सोच के कितना गंदा लगता है. Just imagine if you actually have worms and if someone tells you that there are some worms in your intestine, it is going to feel so weird, right? It's going to feel so uncomfortable. Okay, so that is Ascaris. Okay, I hope you don't forget this animal now. Ascaris. It is an example of Aschelminthes. Okay, let's move on. So we are done with the second phylum for today, and the fourth phylum given in your textbook. We're moving on to the third phylum for today, and third phylum is this. Okay, so how do you pronounce this phylum? So ANNE. Okay, so दूसरा वर्ड है अन्ना. अन्ना मीन्स बिग ब्रदर, राइट? इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, अन्ना मीन्स बिग ब्रदर. सो अन्ना के जगह पे इसको क्या बोले कि ANNE है, राइट? सो एनी. ओके, एनिलिडा. सो वो डबल एन का प्रोनाउंसिएशन आना चाहिए, एनिलिडा. अन्ना जैसे बोल रहे हैं वैसे एनिलिडा. अन्ना, एनिलिडा. ओके, सो एनिलिडा. ओके, so this is phylum Annelida. Body of these animals is long, cylindrical and segmented. अभी यहाँ पे if you see, यहाँ पे छोटे छोटे parts दिख रहे हैं, right? Segments दिख रहे हैं छोटे छोटे. If you just zoom this picture, you will see small segments on the body of this animal. So segmented यानी छोटे छोटे parts है उसके. Okay, most of the animals are free living, यानी parasites नहीं होंगे, but few of them are ectoparasites. तो अब तक जितने भी examples देखो एंडोपैरासाइट्स थे. एंडोपैरासाइट्स मतलब दूसरे लिविंग बीइंग के अंदर रहेंगे. बट एक्टो मींस आउटसाइड. आउटसाइड पैरासाइट्स मतलब दूसरे लिविंग बीइंग के ऊपर रहेंगे, अंदर नहीं ऊपर रहेंगे. सो सम ऑफ देम आर एक्टोपैरासाइट्स. फ्री लिविंग एनिमल्स में भी मरीन यानी सी वाटर में मिल सकते हैं, फ्रेश वाटर यानी लेक्स और रिवर्स में भी मिल सकते हैं, और दे कुड बी टेरेस्ट्रियल, लैंड पे भी मिल सकते हैं. These animals are triploblastic यानी तीनों लेयर्स प्रेजेंट है, एंडोडर्म, एक्टोडर्म, मेसोडर्म. Bilaterally symmetric यानी बीच में से वर्टिकली कट करोगे तो लेफ्ट एंड राइट साइड विल बी मिरर इमेजेस ऑफ ईच अदर. It is eucoelomate. Eucoelomate means it's definitely coelomate. Eu यानी definitely surely. So eucoelomate means there will be some empty space. There will be some body cavity inside the body of these animals. Okay. Then they have suckers for locomotion. So here you can see earthworm. Earthworm is an example of Annelida. So the next time you see earthworm, you don't call it earthworm, you call it as Annelida. So that you remember this word earthworm. Earthworm means Annelida. Okay, so if I ask you the example of Annelida, your answer should be earthworm. Use scientific terms. Okay, so how does an earthworm move? If this is your floor, okay, and the earthworm is this hand. If your hand is the earthworm, how is earthworm going to move? It's going to move something like this, right? So the earthworm's body is going to have suckers. It is going to suck itself ahead. Okay, because of the suckers it is going to suck itself ahead. So यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है? They have suckers for locomotion. Locomotion we had seen, it means movement. So for movement, earthworms are going to use suckers which are present in their body. Okay, their body is covered with special cuticle. उनका जो covering होगा काफी special covering होगा, special layer होगा outside. These animals are either hermaphrodite or unisexual. Either they can have the male and female reproductive system on the same body, or they can have only one sex. Okay, and examples are earthworms, leeches, etc. Okay, so we are also done with the third phylum for the day and fifth phylum given in your textbook. We're going to move ahead and go to the next one, fourth phylum for the day. The fourth phylum is AR is R, THR is throw, PO is po, D is da. Arthropoda. Okay, poda. Poda sounds like a South Indian breakfast item, right? South Indian breakfast dish. Poda. It sounds like South Indian food dish. Okay, but one of the examples of arthropoda is cockroach. So once you know that cockroach is part of arthropoda, it does not sound like a breakfast dish now, right? Okay, so the pronunciation of this phylum is arthropoda. Okay, arthropoda. So these animals have jointed appendages. What is appendages? So appendages are small body parts which are attached to the larger body. So if you see, so these body parts can be anything. They could be arms, they could be legs, they could be tentacles, they could be antenna. So if you see here, two small legs are attached to the bigger body part. You can see here antennas attached to the bigger body part, right? So arthropodas will have jointed appendages. Appendages is a small part which is joined to the bigger body part. Okay, and they are called as arthropods. Planet Earth has the highest number of animals from this phylum. Okay, सबसे ज़्यादा animals इस phylum में से मिलता है arthropoda. Hence, it hence this is the largest phylum with highly successful animals in animal kingdom. Highly successful मतलब क्या? When I say this person is very successful, you will say, okay, this person might make a lot of money, or this person has done a lot of work in his or her life. This person is very famous, for example. Then you'll call these people as successful people. What does it mean when an animal is successful? When you call an animal as successful, it means that animals lives very well, reproduces very well, and you can find it at different corners of earth. And why is that possible? क्योंकि वो अलग अलग environment को अच्छे से adjust कर लेता है. When you are able to adjust to different environments, then you will be successful in creating more of your species. तुम अपने animals का जो species है उसका number increase कर सकते हो, because you will reproduce. तुम जितना ज़्यादा time के लिए will be alive, the more you will reproduce, and you will be your animal or your species will be more successful. Okay, तो successful मतलब क्या? बहुत ज़्यादा reproduction हो रहा है and बहुत सारे animals you can find and different places you can find. That is the meaning of successful over here. So arthropoda is the most successful. यानी बहुत सारे animals present है इस or rather highest number of animals are present from this phylum arthropoda on planet Earth. Okay, these animals are found in all types of habitats. Habitats मतलब surroundings या फिर basically animals का घर. तो उनका जो surrounding होता है वही उनका घर होता है, right? So these animals are found in all types of habitats. अलग अलग environments में you can find them. That is the reason they are successful. क्योंकि कुछ भी environment हो जाए वो लोग adapt करके they can still live in that environment. Okay, they won't just die. So habitats ranging from deepest oceans, बहुत ज्यादा deep ocean होगा वहां पे भी तुम्हें वो मिलेगा, and highest mountains, बहुत ज्यादा high, बहुत ज्यादा ऊंचा mountain होगा वहां पे भी तुम्हें arthropoda के animals मिलेंगे. That's why it's called as so. It is called to be a successful animal, क्योंकि हर जगह पे हर अलग अलग environment में तुम्हें वो मिल रहा है. Okay. Next, body of these animals is triploblastic, यानी तीनों layers present है. eucoelomate यानी बीच बीच में there will be some body cavity. Bilaterally symmetrical यानी बीच में से कट कर लोगे, so left and right side are going to look exactly same. Segmented यानी you will find small parts of the body. If you zoom in here, यहाँ पे छोटे छोटे parts दिख रहे हैं. रिंग अलग अलग रिंग से बना हुआ दिख रहा है. यहाँ पे एक रिंग, यहाँ पे एक रिंग, यहाँ पे एक रिंग, यहाँ पे एक रिंग. So small segments, small parts से बने हैं. Next, exoskeleton. What is exoskeleton? So let us break that word. Exo means outside, skeleton means what? Our skeleton is made up of bones, right? Why is it made up of bones? Bones का क्या काम है? Skeleton का क्या काम है? To give us stability. It gives our body the stability. So if you don't have bones, if you don't have a skeleton, you won't even be able to stand, right? Similarly, some of the animals in arthropoda phylum will have exoskeleton. For example, exo means outside. So our skeleton is inside, right? Humans का जो skeleton है, जो bone से बना होता है, that is inside our bodies. But exoskeleton means skeleton which is outside, and skeleton has the job of, or has the function of, giving the body stability. Okay. So scorpion is an example of animal in arthropoda phylum. Scorpio का जो outer covering होता है काफी thick होता है, काफी hard होता है, काफी strong होता है. So that is its exoskeleton. Okay. Next, these animals are unisexual, यानी एक ही sex होगा, and the examples are crab, spider, scorpion, centipede, cockroach, butterfly, honeybee, etc. Okay. So many examples you can find for arthropoda. Okay, let us move ahead. So we are done with the fourth phylum for today, and the sixth phylum given in your textbook. We are moving on to the next one, seventh one in the textbook. So this phylum, how do you pronounce this? MOL is mol, LUS is lus, CA is ka, mollusca, mollusca. How do you pronounce this? Mollusca, mollusca, mollusca. Okay. So body of these animals is soft and slimy. Okay, soft का मतलब तो समझ जाते हैं हम. Slimy का मतलब क्या है? There will be slime around. What is slime? It is a thick and slippery liquid. Okay, whenever there's thick and slippery liquid around something, we'll say it is slimy. Okay, example octopus. हमें पता है octopus के आजू बाजू वो slime जैसा ही liquid होता है, right? Hence they are referred to as mollusk. This is the second largest phylum in animal kingdom. Okay, so mollusca के जो animals है वो भी बहुत ज्यादा नंबर में है. ओके, सबसे ज्यादा आर्थ्रोपोडा के एनिमल्स होते हैं, उसके नीचे सबसे ज्यादा मॉलस्का के एनिमल्स होते हैं. ओके, दीज एनिमल्स आर एक्वेटिक और टेरेस्ट्रियल, या तो पानी में मिलेंगे या तो लैंड पे मिलेंगे. मोस्ट ऑफ द एक्वेटिक मॉलस्कस आर मरीन. ओके, मरीन यानी सी वाटर में मिलेंगे, बट फ्यू ऑफ देम आर फ्रेश वाटर dwellers टू. फ्रेश वाटर यानी लेक्स एंड रिवर्स में भी मिल सकते हैं. ओके, सो दिस वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल्स इज ऑक्टोपस. Next, body of these animals is triploblastic, यानी तीनों layers present है. eucoelomate यानी there will be some body cavity in between, and they are non-segmented. Non-segmented यानी अलग-अलग छोटे-छोटे parts नहीं दिखेंगे, and it is soft. Except animals like snail, their body show bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry यानी बीच में से कट कर दो तो left and right side will look mirror images of each other. But सब में नहीं होगा. कुछ-कुछ animals snail जैसे उनमें bilateral symmetry नहीं होगी. Okay, their body is divided into three divisions, like head, foot and visceral mass. Head तो समझ गया, foot भी समझ गया. Head यानी सिर, foot यानी पैर. Visceral mass क्या होता है? Visceral mass is the internal mass. Okay, जो कुछ भी अंदर होगा उसको हम visceral material बोलेंगे. How do you pronounce it? V is vis, C is sir, R is ral. Visceral mass. Okay. Next, visceral mass is covered with mantle. Mantle is an outer covering or outer layer. And this mantle secretes यानी release करना. So this mantle releases a hard and calcareous shell. Hard का मतलब समझ गया, hard यानी कड़क. Okay, hard यानी कड़क. What is the meaning of calcareous? How do you pronounce this? CA is cal, CA is K, calcareous. Calcareous. So CA is cal, CA is K, RE is re, OUS is us. Calcareous. Right? So calcareous का मीनिंग क्या होगा? I'm giving you a hint. Okay, cal का. Okay, I'm not just having fun pronouncing the two and three letters of the starting letters of this word. Okay, I'm giving you a hint. Cal ka. Cal means calcium, ka means carbonate. Okay, calcium carbonate. So whenever something has calcium carbonate in it, you will call it as calcareous. Okay, calcareous means it has calcium carbonate in it. So ये जो mantle release कर रहा है, एक shell release कर रहा है, वो hard भी होगा, calcareous होगा. यानी ये जो shell है वो calcium carbonate से बना होगा. This shell may be external, internal or even absent in some cases. Okay, या तो ये बाहर हो सकता है external, या तो ये अंदर हो सकता है internal, या फिर कभी-कभी होगा ही नहीं, absent होगा. And these animals are unisexual. Examples is snail, octopus, etc. Okay, so we are also done with the fifth phylum for today and the seventh phylum given in your textbook. We are going to move on to the next one. Okay, so this, how do you pronounce this? The first time if you pronounce this, you will call this as echinodermata, right? But instead of saying this as chi, chi is chi, you will say chi. ओके, ची बोलने के बजाय तुम काय बोलोगे. सो ई का प्रोनाउंसिएशन है ई, सी एच आई का प्रोनाउंसिएशन है काय, नॉट चाय, काय. NO is no, DR is der, MAT is mata. Okay, echinodermata. Okay, echinodermata. So the next phylum is echinodermata. Okay, so echino. Okay, echino means spikes. या फिर here they've used the word spines. या फिर in Hindi you can call it as काटे. Okay, echino means काटे and dermata means skin. तो इकाइनोडर्मेटा का मतलब क्या होगा, जिसके स्किन पे कांटे होंगे. ओके, एंड कांटे को यहाँ पे स्पाइन्स बोले हैं. ओके, एंड हाउ आर दीज स्पाइन्स? दीज स्पाइन्स आर कैल्केरियस. ओके, कैल्केरियस मींस इट इज मेड अप ऑफ कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट. So calcium carbonate से बने हुए spines will be present on the body of these animals. Hence they are called as echinodermata. Okay, or echinoderms. These animals are found only in ocean. सिर्फ ocean में तुम्हें ये echinodermata के animals मिलेंगे. तो body triploblastic यानी तीनों layers present है. यूसिलोमेट यानी बीच बीच में बॉडी कैविटी होगी. रेडियली सिमेट्रिक यानी किसी भी एंगल से ऊपर से कट कर दो. The two parts are going to look like mirror images of each other. However, they show bilateral symmetry in larva stage. तो ये जो रेडियल सिमेट्री है वो सिर्फ एडल्ट स्टेज में होगा, जब वो पूरी तरीके से फॉर्म हो चुका है, ग्रो हो चुका है. बट लार्वा स्टेज में, व्हाट इज लार्वल स्टेज? लार्वा यानी उनके जो बेबीज होते हैं which haven't become adults, जस्ट बॉर्न हुए हैं, those are called as larva. ओके, फिर वो लार्वा बड़ा होके ग्रो होके फिर एडल्ट एनिमल में बन जाता है. सो लार्वा इज द स्मॉल बेबी ऑफ दीज एनिमल्स. सो व्हेन दे आर स्मॉल दे विल हैव बायलैटरल सिमेट्री. बायलैटरल यानी सीधा वर्टिकली कट कर लो तो लेफ्ट एंड राइट विल लुक लाइक मिरर इमेजेस ऑफ ईच अदर. सो दैट इज बायलैटरल जब वो छोटे होते हैं, लार्वल स्टेज में. once they grow and become adults, then they will start showing radial symmetry. फिर किसी भी एंगल में कट करो वो सेम दिखने वाले हैं. ओके, नेक्स्ट, दे परफॉर्म लोकोमोशन विद द हेल्प ऑफ देयर ट्यूब फीट. तो उनके जो पैर है, फीट यानी पैर, उसमें ट्यूब्स होंगे. ओके, एंड लोकोमोशन, लोकोमोशन यानी मूवमेंट. मूवमेंट कैसे होने वाला है? ट्यूब फीट से होने वाला है. ट्यूब फीट इज ऑल्सो यूजफुल फॉर कैप्चरिंग देयर प्रे यानी शिकार. शिकार को अगर पकड़ना होगा उसमें भी ट्यूब फीट काम में आ जाता है. Some animals are sedentary. Sedentary also we had seen the meaning of the word in our last learning session. Sedentary means पूरा टाइम बैठे रहना और not making much movement. That is called as sedentary. Okay. Next, they have skeleton made of calcareous spines. Okay, this we have already seen in our first point कि उनके जो spines होंगे वो calcareous होंगे, calcium carbonate से बने होंगे. These animals have good ability of regeneration. Regeneration क्या है? अगर कोई body part कट हो गया, so it is going to again have some cell division and that body part is going to be reformed. Okay, वापस पैदा हो जाएगा वो जो कोई भी body part कट हो चुका है, reform हो जाएगा. Okay, it will be regenerated. So they have a very good ability of regenerated. कुछ भी body part कट हो गया वापस grow हो जाएगा. And these animals are mostly unisexual. Examples: starfish, sea urchin, sea cucumber. Sea cucumber यहाँ पे देखा था, right? Very interesting word, right? Sea cucumber. Okay, so these were the examples of echinodermata. Okay, so we are also done watching the 1 2 3 4 5 sixth phylum for today, and we are moving, and we've seen till the 8th phylum given in your textbook. We are moving on to the last phylum for today, and the 9th phylum given in your textbook. Okay, is hemichordata. Hemichordata is very easy to pronounce. Okay, chordata हम लोगों ने last time ही देखा था, उसके पहले hemi ये word add कर लिया. Okay, so body of these animals is divided into 3 parts. कौन से 3 parts है? Proboscis. Okay, इसको कैसे pronounce करना है? PRO pro, BOSS bos, and CISS cis. Proboscis. So they are divided into 3 parts: proboscis, collar and trunk. Okay, proboscis, collar and trunk. सो ये जो नोटोकॉर्ड है, इट इज अ कॉर्डेटा, राइट? कॉर्डेटा का मतलब क्या है? नोटोकॉर्ड होगा, जिसमें नोटोकॉर्ड होता है उसको कॉर्डेटा बोलते हैं, जिसमें नोटोकॉर्ड नहीं होता उसको नॉन कॉर्डेटा बोलते हैं. तो इसमें कॉर्डेटा है तो फिर हेमी क्यों लगा है? इसको सीधा कॉर्डेटा बोल सकते थे, राइट? हेमी इसलिए लगा है क्योंकि नोटोकॉर्डेटा पूरे के पूरे बॉडी में नहीं होता, सिर्फ प्रोबोसिस रीजन में होता है. क्योंकि वो सिर्फ प्रोबोसिस रीजन में होता है इसलिए उसको हेमी कॉर्डेटा बोलते हैं. ओके, इट्स नॉट अ कंप्लीट कॉर्डेटा, इट्स अ हेमी कॉर्डेटा. एंड एनिमल्स, these animals are also called as echinoderms. Okay, इसको echinoderms भी बोलते हैं. Okay, these are marine animals, which means they will be found in sea water, and they live in burrows. Burrows any khadda या फिर hole. Okay, they will make hole in the sand or they will make khadda in the sand and they will live inside that. Okay, so burrows means holes. They have one too many pharyngeal gill slits. Okay, what is pharyngeal gill slits? We had seen this last learning session. गिल स्लिट्स यानी वो जो शार्क के बाजू में से छोटे छोटे कट्स होते हैं, फिर फिश के बाजू में से छोटे छोटे कट्स होते हैं, those are called as gill slits. Okay, तो इनके पास भी gill slits होंगे. They are unisexual and some of them will be hermaphrodite. Okay, कुछ कुछ या तो सिर्फ एक सेक्स होगा या फिर दोनों मेल एंड फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम सेम बॉडी में होंगे. And these are the examples of hemichordatas. Okay, so we're also done with the ninth phylum given in your textbook. Okay, so all that is left in this chapter is the last phylum, which is chordata. Once we are done discussing chordata, we'll be done with the chapter. Okay, but we're going to see the chordata phylum in the next learning session. Okay, so that's it for this learning session. Just check whether you've accomplished today's learning objective or not. If I ask you to give 2 examples of each of these phylums, will you be able to give me? If I ask you which of these phylums are eucoelomate, okay, will you be able to answer? If I ask you to draw diagrams of any one example from all of these phylums, will you be able to draw diagrams? Can you tell me what is the type of symmetry which these phylums show? All these answers you should be knowing. If yes, if you were able to answer, then you have accomplished the learning objective for today. Another thing which you might have noticed is I have given very few notes. I have asked you to basically I have not asked you to make any notes for this learning session. The reason is I did not want you to waste time in copying whatever is already given in your textbook. Okay, so make sure you're reading the textbook. If you're not reading the textbook, you will miss out on small details which can be asked in objective type of questions. Okay, and objective type of questions are very scoring. So make sure you're reading the textbook. If you're not reading the textbook, you're going to find it difficult to score good marks in exams. Okay, so the reason I'm not giving any notes, I'm not asking you to make any notes, is everything is already given in the textbook. So make sure you're reading the textbook. These are the words we learned today. Slender means thin. Parasite means a living thing which is living in or on another living thing. या तो दूसरे living thing के अंदर रहेगा या फिर दूसरे living thing के ऊपर रहेगा. Hermaphrodite यानी male and female reproductive parts are on the same body. Segmented means divided into segments or parts. Segment any part. Cuticle means outer covering or layer. Appendage means a small part which could be arm, leg, or it could be an antenna joined to the larger body. Slime is a thick and slippery liquid. अगर slime होगा आजू बाजू तो उसको slimy बोलेंगे. Visceral means internal. Mantle means a layer of covering. Calcareous means contains calcium carbonate, and burrow means holes. All these words we learned today. Okay, cool. That's it for this learning session. I hope you had fun learning the new words today, learning the new pronunciations today, and we'll see each other in the next one. Till then, bye and peace.